She's talking about the dehumanization and gallant.
Irrefutable evidence that Israel engaged in genocide. Did you see the report? What is your comment?
And do you want to know how the U.S. government responded? UN Special Rapporteur Francesca Albanese has outlined how Israel is committing genocide in Gaza. So this is now a UN rapporteur, employee of the UN, representative of the UN, saying this is genocide. By the dictionary definition, which I've brought you many times, this is genocide. She said, quote, following nearly 6 months of unrelenting Israeli assault on occupied Gaza, it is my solemn duty to report on the worst of what humanity is capable of and to present my finding, the anatomy of a genocide. History teaches us that genocide is a process, not a single act. It starts with the dehumanization of a group. By the way, I just played the clip the other day. I'm going to start saying BT dubs because I say, by the way, too much. So I'll join the kids that say BT dubs. You know, those kids that are now 35, but they used to say BT dubs. She's talking about the dehumanization and Gallant, the basically Israel's Secretary of Defense, what we would call Secretary of Defense. He called them, non-humans or animals. Played that clip just the other day. That is the dehumanization that needs to happen so that people can go, okay, genocide is fine. You got to dehumanize an entire population. She says it starts with the dehumanization of a group as other, and the denial of that group's humanity, and ends with the destruction of the group in all or in part. The dehumanization of Palestinians as a group is the hallmark of their history of ethnic cleansing, deep dispossession, and apartheid. So that is the UN Special Rapporteur. And do you want to know how the U.S. government responded to her statements there? Well, here is State Department spokesman Matthew Miller. Always good for a laugh.
Did you see or read the report made by Francesca Albanese yesterday in Geneva, where she what she showed was irrefutable, as far as she's concerned, irrefutable evidence that Israel engaged in genocide. Did you see the report? What is your comment?
I did see the report. Let me say a couple things about it. First, we have for a long-standing period of time opposed the mandate of this special rapporteur, which we believe is not productive. And when it comes,
so let me start off by saying we don't even think her position should exist. like, how is that your answer? Like, well, is Israel committing a genocide? Well, we don't even think she should have an office. I mean, let's take her stapler away, because that is, I'm not okay with her even having somewhere to sit and work. Like, what a pathetic, sick defense while a U.S.-backed genocide is going on to just say, well, we don't like that her office is even there. Anyway, he continues to make it worse.
Which we believe is not productive. And when it comes to the individual who holds that position, I can't help but note a history of anti-Semitic comments that she has made that have been reported.
She made anti-Semitic comments?
She has, and comments she made in December that appear to justify the attacks of October 7th. So I think it's
bullshit. That guy is so full of bullshit. I'm surprised his eyes aren't covered over in brown globs. She is not being anti-Semitic. She's being factual.
My report finds that there are reasonable grounds to believe that the threshold indicating that Israel is committing the crime of genocide against the Palestinians as a group in Gaza has been met.
This is absolutely a genocide. And everybody except our goddamn U.S. empire knows it. This is a genocide. And you are not anti-Semitic by calling it what it is, what is happening here, okay? Israel is not all Jews. I am Jewish, and I am opposed to Israel committing genocide. And I don't know if this guy's Jewish or not. It doesn't really matter. But the point is, you can be Jewish, as millions are around the world, and be absolutely critical and opposed to this genocide, as you should be if you have a goddamn moral compass. These guys do not. So the answer when you're confronted with the fact that even a UN rapporteur is calling this genocide, your answer is just to say, anti-Semitism, anti-Semitism. It's just such a trash response.
Important to take that into account. But with respect to the report itself, we have made clear that we believe that allegations of genocide are unfounded. But at the same time, we are deeply concerned by the number of civilian casualties in Gaza, and that's why.
Oh, are you deeply concerned? Are you? Yeah. Are you really deeply concerned? Is that why you have not actually done anything to truly pressure Israel to allow the aid in? The U.S. could have all of that aid into Gaza immediately. The U.S. could stop Israel from bombing Gaza immediately. The U.S. has that power over Israel. but they're not exerting it because this is a U.S.-backed genocide.